We're here with Jahsear Whittington, Pitt 4-star D tackle, class 24. How's it feel being back home now?
It feels great. I'm glad to be back. I'm glad to get another, look at what the team is going to look like this year and be back on campus with the coaches, all the love from the players that I know. It's actually good to get a better experience, around the campus, see different things, different buildings, things like that.
Yeah, so you came in last night, and you came in a kind of an interesting way. How did you get here last night?
I caught the Amtrak train.
And then who picked you up when you got here?
Javon McIntyre, number 20, the safety.
So you know him pretty well.
Yep.
So, what's it like having a guy like him who's already around as a big brother of a sort, who can show you around and help you transition to the next level?
I'll definitely say, it's definitely helpful having him. He could teach me, a lot of things about Pitt alone, show me around different places, get me a different experience on me just being on a regular visit without him, so he's definitely a big factor, and he definitely talked to me about like commit and stuff like that. So now that it finally happened, he's always been a big source whenever it came to Pitt football.
Absolutely, he's a big time guy now. He's a starter in the secondary now. Who is the Javon that you know, and how do you think he's grown up in the past few years out here?
I always knew he was a great player. Before I even got to MOTEP, before I got a chance to play with him, I always thought he was a special type of guy that can make plays. So, they say in college, you got to learn. You got to learn the playbook, get adapted to, the atmosphere and the quickness of the game. So, it took him a year and a half, and, last year he got out there and made plays. So, it's not too unexpected that, I saw that from him.
Absolutely. So you played in the same defense for a year or two?
Oh yeah.
Played varsity. So with you rushing the quarterback, you must have had plenty of chances to.
Of course.
To get the interceptions in the secondary. How does that duo work together on the field?
It's basically like the O-line help the quarterback and the quarterback help the O-line. It's just that's the 1-2 punch I can give you. I get pressure, he get picks. If he stays in coverage, I get sacks. That's just how it goes.
Absolutely. So tonight you're hanging out with him. You're going to see some of the city. What are you hoping to see tonight, and what do you know, or what have you learned since you've been out here again?
From being at meetings with the team, I learned, like the little things about playing like football at a higher level. So it's some things that I took that I actually want to work on now and apply to my game. So I don't need it to be taught to me when I get here in a year. I'm hoping, just see some, cool buildings, find a bite to eat, something like that. So, just see what the Pittsburgh area and what the Pittsburgh city, presents.
Have you eaten at Permanis yet? Have you been out there yet?
No.
That's the biggest thing. People, when they come out here first time, they got to come eat at Permanis. Fries on sandwiches, a little coleslaw, is that your kind of thing?
Yeah, I'll try it.
First time for anything?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so today you were sitting on meetings. Were you with Coach Partridge?
Yes, sir.
So obviously he's a big factor for you.
Yep.
Instant connection kind of there. What kind of guy is he like? I know he's a great coach. What's he like as a person?
As a person, he keeps it straight up. He tells, like, when I talk to him, he just tells me what's going on up here. And, he always he's checking on my weight and things like that, and make sure I'm on a good track for when I get here to add some muscle weight and still be able to move as quick as I am. So, as a person, he's a great guy. I could tell, this coaches are always different, when they're on the field and off. But I done been around him while he's been like coaching effect, when I came to the camp. So, I'm not really expecting like a whole different change up. Like overall, I know like what kind of guy he is, and that's why I put my trust with him. Yeah.
So you came out here for a visit right before you committed, and you met him obviously. How important was he to your commitment so soon after that visit?
He had to sit down with me and my father. Again, we looked at some tape. And I could just tell, like, the kind of player I am, how I move, how I play my game. It fits what he does with his scheme and his defensive linemen. So, once I saw that and I saw how he got Kalijah, to make big plays and things like that, on top of Kalijah being a great player, I could just see myself as another Kalijah, but instead of Jahsear Whittington.
Yeah, you're a very smart guy. Coach Partridge is a very smart guy. Do you think having that guy who can challenge you mentally and physically was important for you? Kind of develop the next level?
Yeah, for sure. Because if I'm not mentally challenged, physically challenged, then I'll never learn how to overcome it whenever I get challenged at one point. So, just the little things like that makes it that lets me know, everything is what I want it to be, and it's definitely gonna get me where I want to go.
Yeah, I hear his meetings are very fast paced, they're very, very intensive. Having been on a few now, what do you think of his kind of coaching style, and how do you think you can kind of adapt to that in the future here?
Um, it's gonna take a little while to adapt to it. Definitely takes a while to adapt to the whole playbook on top of not just the stuff that he's giving me. So my main focus on game here is like trying to learn every day as much as I can from him, the playbook, players that's already there, anybody who's gonna develop me. His playing style is like I said, it matches me. So, me just like being able to use my athleticism, use my quickness, and be free and go make plays. Then I feel like that's definitely the defensive front that I like.
Absolutely. You mentioned Kalajikansi. I think on Wednesday he showed out the pro day. He said that he's Kalajikansi, not Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll have the same comparisons to both of them. Who is Jahsear Whittington in the field?
He's a dog. That's as much as I can say. When you look at Jahsear Whittington, look at his tape, you go to a game, you're going to see like 25 on the field making plays no matter what.
What's your biggest strength, do you think?
My biggest strength is just showing no doubt. I never doubt me, my team, anything. Whatever I do it with passion. So I think I can say that's my biggest thing. I never think the game is over, and I never ever feel like any lineman in front of me that can block me.
Yeah, so just watching Kalaja, watching Aaron Donald, having that Pitt legacy of defensive tackles here, how is that a challenge for you, or how do you take that challenge of being the next Aaron Donald, the next Kalajikansi, the Jahsear Whittington?
I don't feel no pressure. I just feel like I gotta go in and do what they did plus more, and create a name for myself and just be a part of the legacy.
Yeah. So in 4 years, do you think we'll be talking about you having a strong pro day, a strong combine, and going to the NFL?
For sure, 100%.
So did you watch any of Kalaja at the pro day? Did you see anything? Have you talked to him at all recently?
After the combine, I hit him up. I texted him. I didn't talk to him recently at the pro day. They say he's still here actually, so I might link up with him.
You hope to see him tomorrow.
Yep.
Yeah.
See him. And I think that was it. I don't talk to him as much, but anything on Instagram or something or Twitter, I retweet it, repost it. We just go back and forth like that.
Yeah. Why do you think he's such a good player? You don't know him too well, but what do you think makes him such a disruptive, unstoppable pass rusher from that D tackle spot?
I feel like he put his trust in Coach Charlie Partridge and got to work.
So it's kind of your mindset then is the same thing here. Come in here, work, and be the best Jahsear Whittington you can.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. And then you were the first commit here in 24, about a year ago now. There's 10 guys now, all before June, all before the official visits. How has it been watching the class grow bigger and bigger and bigger almost every day, it seems like, for the last month?
It's a good moment. It's a good moment for the program, for the class. When I committed, I wasn't really worried about being the first commit, but after a while I started realizing like it was a big thing. So, I'm happy to have those guys committed. They're great players. I watched a lot of them, if not played against some of them. So I'm just excited for our class. I'm praying and I'm gonna say everybody stay. We all sign together and we come into the class and we get to work.
Do you guys talk a lot, or how often do you guys talk as a group with all the new commits now?
I've talked to a couple of new commits, but we don't really talk that often. Which I'm gonna change. I'm gonna start making group chats with those guys, so we can stay in touch a little bit.
Yeah, you mentioned a few of the guys you may have played against, may have seen in the past. Who are some guys that stand out that you've watched and who you've seen so far?
I say Day, the receiver. He's an explosive guy. He be going viral for embarrassing people 7-on-7. So I know that I got a good athletic receiver that on the offense to score points. I'll say Ty from Central Catholic. I feel like he's going to be another force in that D line with me, alongside me. So I'm definitely looking forward to Jules Goff, the running back. I'm definitely looking forward to him, stepping up because the past running backs have been great at Pitt. So I'm definitely looking forward for him to step in and make big plays for us.
Yeah, you've been a guy who's kind of pushed more and more guys to come here. You've been active on social media. You're a big social media guy. How important is it for you to kind of build those bonds with guys and try to bring them in with you?
I feel like it's as simple as though, I build a bond with those guys and, then they tend to ask me, why I committed and stuff. So when I give them the same type of, answer I got, hopefully they visit and they commit also and they get the same reason why I committed.
Right, and you're a pretty sociable guy, pretty outgoing guy. I mean, where does that come from? Why do you think it's such a friendly, kind of funny guy out there?
I don't know, it's just who I am, social media, is very powered, but, when it comes to Pitt, the fans, they show so much love, so, that just gives me more confidence, post a little something knowing that the fans are going to support me in whatever I do.
Right, and you mentioned the fans. I mean, you go on some unofficial visits occasionally, and nothing too serious, just checking stuff out. What is your message for fans who might be worried that like it's something serious, or how do you approach those, and what is your message to the fans who might be worried about any of that?
Message to the fans is, I just say I'm definitely pitting. A lot of fans tend to see me going on other visits and definitely start their mind goes in circles. But I definitely left a message on Twitter one time saying, Pitt is my home, Pitt is where I want to be. The other stuff I'm just going through the process, just checking out campuses. But at heart, it's all blue and yellow.
Absolutely. And then who are some guys you've kind of met so far? Maybe some newer guys, some D tackles. Who are some guys you've gotten to know so far on the team?
I got to know both Jahsear. I got to chat up with him a little bit today. Elliot Donald. Who else can I say? Oh, Rodney Hammond. Those guys. So pretty so far, I'm definitely building a connection with the players.
For sure. Good to the guy who came in back in January. He's a new guy here. He's already making an impact. Is that kind of what your plan is? Do you plan to enroll early in January, or how's that working out right now?
I'm not planning on early enrolling. I'm gonna finish out my whole full senior year and get here in the summer. But during that time, I'm gonna prepare. I'm gonna work how I would work there.
Gotcha. Yeah, and then just in terms of tomorrow, you're here to watch a scrimmage. You're gonna see some guys going at it live football.
Yep.
What are you watching tomorrow? What are you gonna be watching? Who are you gonna be watching? What's the plan for tomorrow?
I'm watching, the intensity, the speed. I'm watching technique from those D-line guys. I'm watching coaching, just things like that. I'm watching the defense. I'm watching everything.
Yeah, and then obviously it's gonna be important to watch that. But who tomorrow, talking to Coach Partridge, talking to Coach Narduzzi, what is the goal in building those bonds up now? You have about a year now until you can come in here and play. What's the timeline like now, and what do you plan to do going forward?
Going forward, I got one more year of high school football left, so I'm looking forward to dominating that last year, hopefully getting a state championship. Throughout that off season, throughout that spring, that winter, I'm gonna work my behind off. Make sure I come in here, ready to go. Still have to learn, but I want to make sure I'm willing to learn. I want to make sure I'm ready to learn. I'm ready for everything that comes with college football, and I'm definitely making sure that I'm listening and taking everything that Coach Partridge teaches me and applying it.
Yeah, you mentioned a state championship as a goal. What are some individual goals you have for yourself and growing as a player?
This year, I definitely want to get 15 plus sacks. Me personally, I really want to win a state championship. So, 20 plus TFLs, more than 60 plus tackles, and just dominant, just having a dominant season.
Yeah, for sure. And then one last thing for you here: what is your overall message now for Pitt fans and the fans who are ready to see you come in and play?
To all my Pitt fans, just know in a year or two, when I'm finally on campus, y'all got a dog that's gonna make plays. Send us to the ACC championship and win it.